So welcome back to the channel, and in this video we'll be learning about the solvers for the MATLAB, and when we are working on MATLAB, how we can decide that this model will be solving with a fixed step solution or a variable step solution. So the first thing is, what is solver? So a numerical solver is a MATLAB, Simulink or Simiscape are computational tools which are designed to derive a numerical solution. So if there is a particular equation, an equation, by equation we mean ordinary differential equation or a differential algebraic equation. So these type of equation need a solver to be solved. So those solvers are named as ODE1, ODE2 or whatever they might be named in MATLAB. So like for example, this is a common solver ODE45, which means ordinary differential equation solver number 45. So Simulink solvers are broadly categorized into two categories, which is fixed step and variable step. So from here the question arises, what is a step or what is a step size? So what is a step size? To understand what is a step size, we'll be taking an example of this function y is equal to sine x. So to draw y, which is a function of x, we have to take points of x. So we will be taking 1, 2, 3 and so on, and correspondingly we will be getting y. So what we will be doing is, we can have two different axes, and here the step size can be 1. So one step size means this is 1, this is 2, this is 3 and this is 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4, where 1 can be 30 degree, 2 can be 60 degree, 3 can be 90 degree, and this can be 120 degree and 150 degree and so on. So when I will be drawing it, for 1 I know that the sine value is 0.5. For 60 degree I know it is root 3 by 2, and for 90 degree it is 1. So how many points I am getting? 3 points, because I am spacing it at 30 degree interval or a step size of 1. So one step size is equal to 30 degree. So 30 degree, that means I am having 1, 2, 3 and somewhere here 0.4 and 0.5. So when I will be drawing it, it will be like this. So you might see that this is not actually a proper sine wave, it is kind of a triangular wave. What happens if we decrease the step size? So if we decrease the step size between 1 and 2, I will be showing you only point 1 and 2. So here between 0 to 1 there will be 10 points, and between 1 to 2 there will also be 10 points, because the step size is 0.1. So now I can have 10 points between 0 to 1 and then 10 points between 0 to 2. So when I'll be joining this point, I'll be getting a almost perfect sine wave. So because I have decreased step size from 1 to 0.1, I am getting a much more realistic sine wave. So in MATLAB, this step size becomes very important, because as we decrease the step size, the accuracy becomes more and more accurate. So this is about the step size. Now we'll be going to the fixed step solver or the variable step solver. So what is a variable step solver? So variable step solver is, if a model or a simple RC model we are taking, you want to see transient and the steady state value of that, the RC, it is a RC model where you want to see the current waveform in RC model, and you want to see the dynamics also and steady state also. So for dynamics we need more step size, or the reduced step size, because we need more number of data to capture that particular dynamic time period. And for steady state you can have a larger step size, because in steady state most of the things are remain stable or in steady state. So here we can see that variable step solver changes step size according to the simulation dynamics, and for fixed step solution the step size remains same. Maybe it is 1 microsecond or 1 millisecond or 1 nanosecond, so it will be remaining same. So this step size, which is a fixed step size solver, this is more useful for the real world problems, or where the hardware are mostly working on a fixed step size. So we as an electrical engineer mostly use fixed step size for hardware coding, because this solver can be directly is compatible with the hardware also. So now the main question arises, how to decide which solver is best. So to know that which solver is best, the one thing which is very important is stiffness of the model. So what is stiffness of the model? So it is a feature of a simulation which depends on the changing dynamics. For example, stiffness in power electronic circuit is, let's refer to some any circuit where the some part of the circuit changes very quickly, like fast switching or the parasitic capacitance. So the switching is very fast, maybe in megahertz or kilohertz. So that switching is very fast or changing very quickly. So that things need to be is one part, and another part is the like steady states where the inductor current or the thermal time constant is very large. So if a circuit has both this feature, it is changing fast also and it is changing slowly also, the dynamics is changing slowly and fast, so that circuit is categorized as stiff circuit. And that circuit is, to solve that kind of circuit we need a very stiff solver. So stiffness is one thing, and in power electronics and drives or in electrical engineering, stiffness is inherent because most of the time we have the transient and the steady state. So the transient are fast moving part and the steady state is a slow moving part. So implicit solver and explicit solver are two different kind of uh, approaches which is used for the particular solvers. So right now what we have learned is there are solver, fixed step solver and variable step solver. Now within fixed step solver we can have implicit solver and explicit solver. So explicit solver is like, in this kind of solver the model first guess which what should be the next step and it directly moves to the next step. While in case of, so the example of explicit solver is ODE45, which is a by default for the variable step, and ODE 1 2 3 4 and so on for the fixed step. So this is the explicit solver which is used in MATLAB. So this explicit solver can be can save you time because it is a fast acting solver, but it can be a, can give you low accuracy. So this kind of circuit, this kind of solver which is explicit solver, we use in a low stiff or a non stiff circuits. Now comes the implicit solver, which is mostly used in power electronics and especially the complicated DC-DC or DC-AC converters or even drives. So this solver take a guess for the next step. So if we are solver is at time t and you want to take a guess for t plus 1, so for t plus 1 you will be taking a guess and then reiterating that if that particular thing is correct or not. So it rechecks itself after taking a guess. So it is, for example, for these two can be, if you are moving down a hill and you are the next step where you will be putting your next step, you will be seeing that, and in explicit solver you will be going forward only, you will be not looking back. In implicit solver, when you will be moving down the hill, you will be seeing back and you will be taking a guess, okay, this is the right path and the trajectory looks good. So this is the basic difference between implicit and the explicit solvers. So what are the example of implicit or implicit solvers are OD for 15 23 23s for variable step and OD1BE and OD14X for fixed step. So we'll be mostly using OD14X, OD1B or OD1, this one. So if the circuit is simple, we'll be using this for fixed step. If the circuit is very complex, we'll be using OD1B. We will rarely be using variable step, or sometime we'll be using variable step, but mostly in power electronics or drives, we use fixed steps. So the final question is there any chart or is there any flow chart where I can select which kind of circuit I have to use or which kind of solver? So if you are using fixed step solver, and fixed step is a discrete obviously, so we can use OD3, which is simple for non-stiff circuits, or OD14X for stiff circuit. Stiff means which are very complicated. For variable step you can use OD15 or OD45, and for very difficult circuits you can use OD23T or 23S. So this part shows the state of the system and this part shows the step size, that what is the step size of this particular, if you are using fixed or variable step. So now we'll be moving on to the directly to the MATLAB window. So here how we can see this is a particular Simulink window. So what we'll be doing, we'll be going to the model setting. If you are unable to see this model setting, you can go here and in drop down you can see here model setting. So I'll be going to the model setting, and in this model setting the first thing you will be seeing is solver. So a numerical solver is a MATLAB in. So here I have used fixed step because I mostly will be dealing in the fixed step. So this is a fixed step, and here we can see OD1 14x, OD1BE. So this 14x and 1BE for some stiff controls, and mostly we'll be using ODE3. So this is sufficient, and step size I have taken here is 1 into 10 to the power minus 4 or 0.1 millisecond. Similarly, for variable step, we can use OD45, which is a default, and OD23T or 23S for the stiff systems. So most of the time we will be not be using these variable systems, but if in case you want to use it, you can use it. So this circuit which I have shown you, I mostly was working in OD3, which you can see here on the bottom right corner. This is written OD3. Okay, so this simulation is working on a OD3. So here we can see that there is a sufficient amount of accuracy we are able to find with this particular kind of system. Okay, so if you can zoom into the results, you can see that the step size is perfect. If we will be reducing the step size, then this sine wave will get distorted. You can also see this by reducing the step size. So if I reduce the step size to 0.1, maybe 0.1, then this is a very low step size. The simulation speeds gets fast, but the system gets, see, now this system is not even looking, or the results are not even looking the sine wave. So that's why it is good if you can take step size between what we have taken earlier. 1e minus 4 means 10 to the power minus 4, and if you want very high accuracy, you can use 1e minus 6. So this is a range between which most of the system works. So this is all for this video. Thank you.